Hi, I'm Mike Bellevue. I'm the black powder editor for Guns of the Old West magazine. And today we're going to be shooting a Remington pocket revolver. Now, this is a 31 caliber revolver. It's made by Uberti in Italy, and it's imported by Taylor's and Company in Winchester, Virginia. And today we're going to take it to the range and put it through its paces. Colt virtually invented the pocket revolver market with its 31 caliber Baby Dragoon. But that was just too lucrative a market segment for his competitors to let him keep to himself. And a lot of firms entered the business, including Remington. And what a lot of people don't realize is that Remington's first revolvers were actually 31 caliber pocket revolvers, so they look quite a bit different from this replica of the 1863 Remington you see here. Remington made a fortune building high caliber, 44 caliber and 36 caliber revolvers for the armed forces during the Civil War. But in a way, they were the victims of their own success, because after the war, there were so many surplus versions of this pistol around that they just couldn't sell any new ones. And that's when they turned back to their earlier business of arming the civilian market with pocket pistols. And they developed in 1865 this little pocket pistol that we're testing today. Remington started making their new pocket model in 1865, and eventually they made about 25,000 of these. And they made them in three basic variations. The first, and the rarest because so few were made, was a model that had an all brass frame. And that really didn't last that long. The second variation had an iron frame, just like this one, but the trigger sheath was brass. And then the third model was all iron, and that's a replica that we're looking at right now. These share a lot of design features in common with the bigger 36 caliber and 44 caliber Remington arms. And among them are the patented method of keeping the base pin in with the loading lever. But something that's a little bit different on this pistol is the trigger. Instead of a conventional trigger and trigger guard, this has a spur trigger that resides in a sheath until it's cocked. Just as with the originals, Taylor offers this replica with the standard cap and ball cylinder and with an optional cartridge conversion cylinder. And today, let's start off shooting with the cap and ball cylinder. Well, loading the 31 caliber Remington is just like loading its big brother. Pretty simple. Put it on half cock. I'm going to use a little powder measure. I'm going to load it with 10 grains of 3FG GO-X. And I'm going to use this little funnel just because that's such a small chamber to hit. So I'll pour in the 10 grains. And you can see we got our powder charge in there. I'm going to take a 31 caliber ball, and then I'm just going to ram it in. Whoops. It actually, and it rams pretty well. You wouldn't think this little lever would be effective, but it is. So I'm going to do that 3 more times. I'm going to leave one chamber open for safety because it's only a 5-shot, even though it has the little notches here. I'm just going to go safe all the way, and then I'm going to grease the chamber mouths because I don't have any 31 caliber wads. If I had wads, I'd use them, but it's not worth getting wads for the little I'm going to shoot this. All right, I've got 4 chambers loaded. I've got a mixture of lamb's tallow and beeswax. I'm just going to grease the mouths of the chamber with that, and that's really just for lubrication. The ball is tight enough that I am not going to be getting any chain fires off of this, but this is just to provide some lube to keep the powder fouling soft. I'm just going to grease up all 4 that I loaded, and then we'll be ready to go. You may notice cuffs on my jacket here. It's mid-May as I film this, but we are having one of the coldest springs ever. Take that, global warming. So it's just been freezing. And today, even though it is mid-May, it's barely hitting the 50s right now. Alright, so with the chamber mouths greased, I'm going to take a Remington number 10 cap and just slide them on. Unfortunately, there's just no room to use a capper on this baby. And that is most unfortunate. Let me get these caps because my big clumsy fingers have to try to get them on. But we'll get that done. We'll get all four capped up and then we'll be ready to go. I have to retrieve that cap. Not good at doing this left-handed. I'm so used to using a capper. Okay, so I gotta get one more cap out of the 10 and put them on, but then we're ready to go shoot. Poor Evil Roy, he just never learns. There he is, up to his old tricks again. So we've got the Remington pocket revolver, 31 caliber. Evil Roy is 7 yards away because this is no long-range sniper rifle. And let's see if I can even hit him. My experience with this so far is that it shoots at least a foot high, even at 7 yards. So we'll be working to keep it on steel, but let's see how it does. Actually, this thing is pretty accurate. Now let's give it a go with the cartridge conversion cylinder, shooting 32 Smith & Wessons. Taylor's offers an optional cartridge conversion cylinder for their 31 caliber pocket pistol, and it's pretty easy to use. The back comes off of it. It's a typical Howells type R&D type cartridge conversion, and then the bullets go in. Now I'm going to keep the one after the pin empty, just so I know where that empty chamber is. Then you close it up. To remove the percussion cylinder, you put it on half cock, drop the loading lever, pull the base pin, and that came out way easier than I expected. And then you just reverse that procedure to insert the cartridge cylinder. There we go. And there's my pin, so this is my empty one. So I'm going to put it down, and we're all good to go. Now we're loaded with cartridges. Well, Evil Roy is still downrange, and this time let's see how we do with the cartridge conversion cylinder shooting 32 Smith & Wesson. Well, to unload the cartridge conversion cylinder, you've got to remove the cylinder from the gun. So we'll put it on half cock, drop the rammer, exit the cylinder, remove the back plate, and then you've got to poke them out. Little screwdriver here. Come on, keep coming. So this is not exactly a fast reload, but compared to load and cap and ball, It's not bad. So there we go. We're ready to go again. We'll finish up with the bad guy's view of the Remington pocket pistol.